Dear students, in previous video we have studied about literary sources of the history. In this class we will study about the archaeological sources of the history. Archaeological sources are nothing but the things which were created by the people in the past time and used by them, and which are available on the surface of the earth or deep hidden in the earth, are called as archaeological sources. These archaeological sources are available on the surface and also hidden deep in the depth of the earth. The hidden things are dug out from the earth using scientific method. The process of digging out the hidden materials of the earth by using scientific method is called as excavation. Using excavation method, Harappan civilization was taken out into light. During the time of excavation, there will be a lot of ruins of the buildings, inscriptions, coins, pieces of the terracotta, bangles, seals, beads, bone pieces, metals, and other things have been found. Such things which are found during the time of excavation are analyzed through different types of scientific methods, and the life of the people of those times will be understood. These archaeological sources are divided into four types. They are inscriptions, coins, monuments, and other ruins. Inscriptions means engraved writings on rock, stone, or metal, or ivory, or any other hard thing. These inscriptions are having a direct relation with the past events. So they give true information of those time, or they are more reliable to write the history because they are having direct relation with the events. The first and foremost inscriptions found in India are inscriptions of Ashoka. These inscriptions are in Brahmi script and Prakrit language. The first Ashoka inscription was found in Allahabad. It is in the form of pillar. There are lot of inscriptions found in India. They are either in Kannada language or Telugu, Tamil, Sanskrit, Prakrit, and any other Indian language. Important examples for inscriptions are inscriptions of Ashoka, inscriptions of Samudragupta in Allahabad, inscriptions of Imadi Pulakesi at Aivalai, inscriptions of Karavela in Hathigumpa are giving information about military achievements of the kings of those time. One of the inscriptions found in Uttara Meruru gives us information about the rural administration system of the Chola kings. Apart from all of them, there are a lot of inscriptions found in India which gives us information about political life, social life, cultural life, economical life, educational system, religious practices of the people of the past during the period of inscriptions. Now we'll come to study about the coins. Coins are another important sources of history which gives us lot of information. Actually, coins are very small in size, but they give us lot of information about the geographical extension of the king during that time, the language used by the king in his administration, titles earned by the kings, economic condition of those time, religious life, social life, etc. And also they give us technology of metal prevailing during those time. Example of coins are coins minted by Samudragupta. Samudragupta had minted 7 different types of gold coins. The pictures which are found on the gold coins minted by Samudragupta tell us that Samudragupta was a great lover of music, and also he has conducted Ashwamedha Yaga. Coins minted by Gautamiputra Shatakarni is having the name of Nahapana on his coins. This tells us that Gautamiputra Shatakarni had defeated Nahapana. There are some coins available in Bangalore of Roman times. They are called as Roman coins. They tell us about their power in our country. The next important archaeological sources are monuments. These monuments are nothing but the constructions of palaces, temples, forts, pillars, roads, dams, urbans, etc. constructed by previous kings. They all are called as monuments. For example, iron pillar which is found in Mehrauli and Gol Gumbaz of Bijapur are the great examples of those time about science and technology development. Taj Mahal in Agra, constructed by Shah Jahan of Mughal Empire, tells about love. And Vijayastambha, another one important pillar at Chittor, tells about victory of Ranakumbha. And there are some monuments in Ajanta, Ellora caves. These are they gives us about the development of painting art during those time. There are a lot of temples constructed by the architecture during the period of Chalukya dynasty in Aivali and Pattadakallu. They gives us information about temple architecture. There are some buildings of Nalanda University, Madrasa during the period tells about the educational development, and also they gives information about the religion, technology, economy, science, etc. during those times. Now we'll come to study some other ruins. Some other ruins such as in the form of pieces of terracotta paintings, bangles, beads, seals. They are not in full form, but they are in the ruin forms, but gives us a lot of explanation about the social life, cultural life, economical life, political life, religious life of the people during those time. These all other ruins also tells us about the food habits of the people, dress styles of during those time, business of the people, etc. There are some biological ruins also. When these biological ruins are applied with the carbon-14 dating procedure, on the basis of carbon-14 dating procedure, we can find out accurate period of the biological ruins. There are some Buddha stupas in Sannati of Yadgiri district, Rajagatta in Doddapallapur district, etc. are the examples of different types of other ruins, archaeological sources of the history. During the time of excavation at Arikamedu and Pattanam in Tamil Nadu, we have found large number of evidences about the commercial contact between South India and Romans. In this way, there are a lot of remains found at excavation. They are telling us many things about the past period. By this, we will end this lesson. In the next class, I will give you the important question and answers in the form of notes. Thank you.